Hello everybody! Welcome to another episode of Sieglin's Proving Grounds. Today I am here on the Death Knight for the first time, and I will be doing this video as Unholy. And the reason behind that is because I really like Unholy's playstyle. I definitely like it over Frost because it feels a lot more complex than Frost and also a lot faster pace. Like it feels like runes come back faster than Frost do. Than runes come back for Frost. But I could be wrong on that. It's been a while since I've played Frost in a serious capacity. But anyway, yeah, I will be starting this video with Unholy, or with macros instead of talents and glyphs. So, just some quick things I want to point out. My pet assist and pet passive macros. I have these. That's what these are, in case you were wondering. I have these because when I PvP, if I'm attacking a target and it gets away and I want to switch to a different target, or I want to just get out of combat completely and like mount up and go somewhere else, like say in a battleground, then I want to be able to quickly put my pet on passive. And if then the opposite is true, where I want to stay in combat, fight things and have my pet attack without having to remember to press Shift T, then I can easily switch it to assist, and it'll help me attack. I also have Gnaw and Leap. What's it called? Not on autocast for the pet, so he doesn't just do it on cooldown. I actually have macros for those as well, and it's just slash cast Gnaw and slash cast Leap. And sorry, for the pet passive and pet assist macros, it's literally just slash pet assist and slash pet passive respectively. So Gnaw and Leap, I have these bound because I can use them when I need them rather than just on cooldown. And it is slightly easier than this. You can just bind these abilities. Here, look, I can interface with Bartender and just go key bindings and come down here and say I want to bind it to, I don't know, 1. Okay. Now, of course, I'm not going to actually keep that binding, so I'm just going to press cancel. It's going to go away. That's just how I bind with Bartender. There's definitely the default key bindings interface in here. How would you do it? I'm not 100% sure actually, and I kind of don't want to get into that because that'll make this video pretty long. But yeah, micromanaging your pet really is the difference between a good Unholy Death Knight and a decent Unholy Death Knight. So I'm trying to get in the habit of like I have move bound as well, bind that to equals. So yeah, I'm trying to get in the habit. I don't have follow bound though, which is pretty bad because I have to click follow when I want it to actually go with me. So, but yeah. Anyway, that's enough about the pet. Talents and glyphs real quick here. Now I feel once again that Death Knight is a class where a lot of the rows either are defensive or personal preference. Like I definitely know that Plague Leech is viable. And Plague Bearer is not that great, but Plague Leech is definitely viable. It makes it feel a lot smoother too. Like when your runes are on cooldown, you got unlucky with say Runic Corruption, your runes are on cooldown. Just use Plague Leech and get some Scourge Strikes back or something like that. Unholy Blight though is really good for doing some heavy damage. Like when you get those Sha waves. If your Necrotic Plague hasn't stacked up, like let's say wave 10, you're starting off on the Sha, your Necrotic Plague has not built up any stacks, you use Unholy Blight, you don't have to spend any runes on applying Plague Strike, and Unholy Blight will stack Necrotic Plague to 15 like instantly, almost. It's really nice for getting out some really heavy initial damage. So that's why I like Unholy Blight. You can definitely go with Plague Leech. This is a defensive row. This row, I think anything is viable. Chillblains for the Banana Tossers, Asphyxiate for the Mystics, Death's Advance for catching up to Banana Tossers or moving around quicker. So this is just personal preference. I go with Asphyxiate because I can then set up stun chains. And I'm not really worried about interrupting the Mystics because Leap, when you transform your minion, will interrupt. So not too worried about that. Level 60 is also personal preference. I think Runic Corruption is the one that people generally go for though, and it does make the the class in general, not just Unholy, but for all specs, it makes the class feel a lot smoother in terms of rune generation. Level 75 row is defensive. Level 90 row, I don't think Gorfine's Grasp would work in the Proving Grounds. I think you could only use it really on Banana Tossers. I don't think it moves anything else. Remorseless Winter, I kind of have the same problem with Remorseless Winter that I have with Shockwave. You're going to be able to use it, it's just not gonna, things aren't going to be close enough for it to hit everything, you know? And I go with Desecrated Ground here because process of elimination mostly, but also because it's it's nice to have in case of emergency for those amber globules in case they go into you. Again, personal preference, but and then level 100, I think Necrotic Plague is the best bet. I haven't really done testing with Breath or Defile. I think Defile is the lowest, like your worst talent here for Unholy and Frost. But I think Breath of Cindergrosa and Necrotic Plague are both viable. So it's up to you. I don't like Necrotic Breath of Cindergrosa because I feel it's actually pretty difficult to use, at least for me. I know a lot of people don't have trouble using it. There's a log on World of Logs of a Death Knight using Breath of Cindergrosa for like 93% of the Iron Maiden's fight. And it's pretty freaking ridiculous. He was blood too. But yeah, it's insane. So Breath of Cindergrosa, obviously not a problem for some people, but it is for me. I'm not really used to it. Necrotic Plague is really easy to use, and it does some decent damage. So as for glyphs, I think I'm in the wrong glyphs here, but I'm probably not even going to bother changing them out. I think if I could recommend some, maybe Glyph of Swift Death, because you're going to be using Soul Reaper quite a bit, and if you're not going into Death's Advance, Swift Death helps you with getting around the map faster. And it doesn't have its cooldown is basically the cooldown of Soul Reaper. So that's nice about that. I would definitely recommend Glyph of Outbreak if you're going to go with Plague Leech. Those two work in conjunction with each other so well that it pretty much makes it mandatory if you're going to take one. Like if you're going to take one, either Plague Leech or Glyph of Outbreak, then you need to take the other basically because they just work so well together. I would not recommend Mind Freeze because if you're in a situation where all your runes are on cooldown and you have no runic power, but you need to interrupt a mystic, then you're kind of screwed there because you can't even. I mean, you could asphyxiate, but let's say everything is going wrong. You can't get runic power. Your runes are on cooldown and your stuns are on cooldown. Then you're not going to interrupt that mystic, and that's kind of crappy. Let's see, maybe Glyph of Icy Runes. Oh, maybe Glyph of Ice Reaper. I actually didn't know this was a thing. That's interesting. Converts the frost runes you use on Chains of Ice into death runes. That's actually really good. I think I might have to pick that up after this. After that, though, I'm not really sure. I don't think anything else would be terribly useful. So, yeah, there you go. There it is. I would recommend Swift Death, Outbreak, and Ice Reaper, or Icy Runes. Obviously, you can't use them together. So those are the ones I would recommend. I obviously don't have them, so I'm in totally different runes, but it's whatever. So, without further ado, I spent a really long time in that intro there, but I did talk about the pet a little bit, so that had to do with that. Ooh, sorry. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into gold for the Unholy Death Knight. So I'm just going to make sure my pet's on assist here, because I know I messed around with those buttons a little bit while I was explaining, so just going to make sure. And as always, starting off with the Slayer on this side. Going to go ahead and start off with Plague Strike, just get my disease on. Going to Outbreak here because I don't want to spend another rune on Plague Strike, and that Necrotic Plague actually does move over to the Slayer, so that's nice. And those guys go down pretty quickly. So for this next wave, I unfortunately can't root the Banana Tosser quite yet, but I can asphyxiate him. I'm going to asphyxiate him just to keep him where he is. And I'm going to have my pet gnaw him to stun him again. And I'm going to have my pet leap him to root him. That's where the move macro comes really in handy, because if your pet's able to keep up with your target, then it really comes in handy for your pet to be able to, for you to tell your pet to move back a little bit and then charge in. Gonna do more or less the same thing on this next wave. I'm actually gonna stun the Mystic instead. I'm gonna use my versatility trinket here just to get the banana tosser down really quickly, and I don't even have to worry about interrupting that because I know he was going to try to heal the now dead banana tosser. Let's see if I was gonna experiment with Death Grip there, because if Death Grip worked on that Amber Weaver, then Gorfine's Grasp would work too, but for whatever reason it didn't work or something, so just didn't even go off. But yeah, I still would not recommend Gorfine's Grasp. I feel Desecrated Ground has a better place here. Gonna go ahead and chain the banana tosser so he can't get too far. I'm gonna go ahead and grip him back so he's still close to me. I don't have to wander too far away from the Mystic. I accidentally just used a death coil on my pet there. That's awkward. But yeah, I'm just switching to the Mystic here. Gonna take him down. Gonna go ahead and stun that instead of interrupting it just because I wanna. And he goes down. For this next wave, I'm gonna go ahead and just start wailing on one of these Guardians. Doesn't really matter which one. And then I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the Banshee as soon as it spawns. My Soul Reaper killed that Guardian over there, so that's nice. I'm gonna get another Soul Reaper here. This is where Glyph of Swift Death would come in handy. Actually, you know, mostly in this entire scenario it would come in handy. Because those Guardians are kind of spread apart. So it'd be nice to be able to run quickly from one to the other, which you'll be doing if you execute him with Soul Reaper. And there is one more Banshee who's going to pop up, so there he is. For this next wave, I'm going to start off with Unholy Blight. And we'll be able to see how, look, that guy went down fast. I know it's an AoE wave anyway, so they go down pretty quickly, but look, I haven't even touched those other ones, and they're already down to half health, so that's why I like Unholy Blight. It's very nice for not only single target, but also AoE burst. Look, and they're already dead. I didn't even touch them. Just Unholy Blight with Necrotic Plague on them. And then I took out that first Mystic and took out the second one. Mystics were really easy to go down. The reason you start with the Vermins on that wave is because the Mystics will always try to heal whoever has the lowest % health. So if the Vermins have the lowest % health, then they're going to heal them, and that's really not a big deal because the Vermins don't have a lot of health. So I'm gripping the Banana Tosser over here so I can stay by the Mystic and just quickly interrupt him when he tries to cast. And then I'm going to go ahead and switch to the Banshee over here. Yes, I'm immediately Soul Reaper because I know that the Banshee's going to go down quick, and I want to make sure I get that Soul Reaper off because there are a lot of mobs here. I want to take them all out. And I'm going to actually, because I had Dark Transformation up for my pet, I'm going to go ahead and make him gnaw there on the Mystic because that actually makes it do damage, and it's going to be a longer stun too. So no problem with using his gnaw there instead of like interrupt or something. And then I take out the Amber Weaver because I know, first of all, my pet's doing crazy amounts of damage right now, and also I knew that I had plenty of time before the Banshee popped up. So for this next wave, I'm going to go ahead and start off on the Amber Weavers, of course. There's going to be a Shah in the middle, and I'm killing the Amber Weavers because I don't want to have to worry about their globules. This would be a very nice wave to have the Glyph of Swift Death because those Amber Weavers are actually kind of spread apart. I could run directly through the Shah, but then I risk running right through a globule. So now I'm going to hold on to that Dark Transformation proc because the Shah's shield is up. He's taking 50% reduced damage right now. There's really no point in me trying to do more damage through his shield on this wave because I know I'm going to get him down because I've already, with his shield, I've gotten him down to 85%. And that's a pretty reliable number when it comes to knowing whether you're going to get him down or not. So now that his shield's down, I'm going to go ahead and use that Dark Transformation proc. I'm also going to summon Gorgoyle. Probably shouldn't have done that, but, you know, YOLO and whatnot. So he goes down really quickly there. I also use my my versatility trinket because I wanted to get out. I wanted to get that guy down really fast. So I'm gonna go ahead here, start off on the banana tosser, keep him by the mystic. I did put chains of ice on him, that's why he was moving so slow. Start off on the mystic, kill him down. I still have the gargoyle, which is actually really nice. So this mystic's gonna go down really fast. Wow. Actually really nice that I still have the gargoyle. I accidentally used dark transformation there. I really should not have used it, but I did. So now I gotta switch to this banshee as soon as it comes out. It's gonna take him down very quickly there. And necrotic plague just fell off, so I'm gonna use unholy blight because I don't wanna. I could use outbreak, but I don't want to waste. My other alternative would be to use runes on it. So now his shield's down. I unfortunately don't have anything damage-wise that I can use, but he is already at 50 stacks of necrotic plague, which is really nice. So I'm still getting some pretty good damage on him. I should have used soul reaper at some point, but I was actually more worried about the fact that I didn't have any actual offensive cooldowns to use on him. But it doesn't matter. He goes down anyway. So for this next wave, again, same story. Shah's going to have a shield up, taking 50% reduced damage, but I'm going to take Berserking buff here. Because even though he's taking 50% reduced damage, if I pick up Berserking, it's really only 80% reduced damage, which isn't so bad. And I do save the Berserking for this wave anyway, so there's really no point in not taking it. Because the second Berserking here, I picked that up when his shield drops, and that Berserking doesn't fall off until after he's dead, so there's no point in waiting. So Banshee pops up, once again going to immediately Soul Reaper, get that rune regeneration, and his shield's about to fall down, so going to go ahead and pick up Berserking now, and his shield is down, and I used Dark Transformation, which I was holding on to from the start there. Got to remember to put up Soul Reaper here. He's going to go down very quickly here, especially if that Soul Reaper ticks off. And now there's a Banshee up. Oh, I guess the Slayer died to my dots. That's really nice. And the Banshee goes down without a fight too. So there you have it. That's Proving Grounds as an Unholy DK. Using your pet definitely makes this just absolutely a joke. Like, that was not even slightly a challenge for me. And a lot of that was, yes, knowing when to use Dark Transformation and stuff, but honestly, when it came to, like on wave, what was it, 6 or 7 with the Mystic and how he was healing after I'd used Dark Transformation, like that was just silly. I had like 5 different ways I could have stopped him. Probably not 5, that's probably an exaggeration, but you know what I mean. As a Blood Elf, I have 4 actually. Could have, I gnawed him, so that was one. I could have made my pet move away and then used Leap, which would have interrupted him. I could have asphyxiated him, I could have Mind Frozen him, and I could have Arcane Torrented him. So actually, yes, I did have 5 different ways of stopping him, so it was actually much harder to make a decision on how to stop him than it was to actually stop him, which is pretty funny. But yes, Unholy DK is very fun. I enjoy it a lot, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it as well, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If it helped you out, be sure to leave a comment. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, and subscribe if you want to see more. This is just one of many videos I've already done and will be doing. I should have endless videos on the way after I complete, or I get out all the videos for all the, what's it called? All the specs, getting gold, so we'll see how many specs I can actually do for endless, but I'm not anticipating too many. I'm like I've said earlier, or in the past, just probably one spec per class. Hopefully I'll be able to do more though. We'll see. Definitely doing You're Doing It Wrong videos, and You're Doing It Really Wrong videos as well. Those will be on the way. But yeah, do all the things I said, and I will see you in the Proving Grounds.